WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American in Germany, often tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Today I have Jura Single Malt Scotch Whisky The Bay, aged 12 years. All right, so this is the third in a series here of different Jura bottlings that I have. 1 liter bottle, 44%, around 45 euros over here. Now, this was actually released in 2018, so I'm a little bit behind the times here. And to be very, very honest, I don't really understand the Highland Park model at the moment with all the bottles that are out there. I'm not really sure if I understand everything that's happening here at Jura. So because if I go here to their nice little whiskey website, jurawhisky.com, I will see that in the travel exclusive, I have the Bay, matured in ex-bourbon casks and also finished in 15-year-old Pedro Ximénez. But if I go to the sound, I also find out that it's ex-bourbon casks and also then matured in 15-year-old Pedro Ximénez. All right, the sound does not have an age statement. The Bay does with 12 years. But then I have the Road, which is matured in 20-year-old Pedro Ximénez sherry casks. Don't know that one. And then we have the Loch, which just says complex, spicy, and intense, which has no finish whatsoever. I don't know. And then we have something very, very new that just arrived here. It is a 19-year-old, the Paps, P-A-P-S. Those are the mountains. The Paps of Jura, which tower over the landscape for miles around, command respect from visitors and our tiny island community. So, and that was actually a 19-year-old Jura that was finished in 40-year-old Pedro Ximénez casks. So Richard Patterson and White Mackay obviously have connections to Spain and are not getting seasoned casks, but are getting very, very old, in that case with the Pabst Methuselah casks here. All right, so whiskey base number 115574. All right, I'm going to compare this. Ooh. I'm not sure if I like that nose. Wait, I am sure. I don't like the nose. I'm going to compare it to the Jura red wine casks. Why? Because I originally wanted to compare it to the French oak, but the French oak is just too oaky. That's what happens when you review everything as a first impression, which I'm doing here. Now, the first impression of the Bay is for me, and you will not like this. This is yogurt that has burnt raisins in it, and it's been in the refrigerator about 2 weeks too long. Yeah, I do not like the nose of this, all right? I do not like how it actually noses. The color, come on, guys. I mean, it does say here with artificial coloring, but that's just way too much. Personal opinion. Yes, it is Pedro Ximénez, but 12 years old. Congratulations. We do have an age statement. It is 44%. Yay. And it is 45 euros here, basically, for a 1 liter bottle. I'm just thinking, is it really 40? Did I pay 45? What did I pay for it? I paid, yeah, exactly. My mistake. It's 59 for a 1 liter, so it's about 49 here for the, or 47 for the 0.7 liter bottle. Good, my mistake. All right, the raisins. I have burnt raisins. We have something over here in Germany, it's called a raisin roll. It's very, very soft. It's like a hamburger bun with raisins in it, and if it's in the oven a little bit too long, the raisins at the top get crisp. And that's what I'm tasting here. And that yogurt is not, it's not bad. It's not that baby vomit moment, but there's a little bit of a milk moment that is a little bit over. That's what I'm getting. And then that raisin, it's a very thick, sweet moment, but I get a little bit of that moment there. I'm not particularly fond of the nose. Sorry. Now, I am, though, fond of the taste. Cheers. Sláinte to your health. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is a very well made whiskey. There is a tiny little bit of old barrel taste at the end, but the Pedro Ximénez, the 15-year-old Pedro Ximénez casks mask almost all of that. Only if you're looking for it will you find it. Or you have some type of sensor analysis and you got it right away. But most of us are going to get these Pedro Ximénez, these raisins, these thick viscosity monsters. And that's what you get on the palate. It's very, very viscous. It's very, very Pedro Ximénez, PX. It's that raisin moment. Well done, well done. I was pleasantly surprised here with this bottle. I did not expect that. Now, at the bottom of the website, I found a tiny little graphic which is almost too small to read. And then I just right mouse clicked it and said open a new window, graphic only. And it says here American White Oak, and then it says Pedro Ximénez Sherry Cask, pay with an X on top of it, 15. And then it says 6 staves of unpeated whiskey versus 2 staves of peated. So this might actually be a third peated whiskey. Wow. So in 2019, they did about 4 weeks of peated whiskey, 45 ppm according to the whiskey yearbook. So who knows? And this might actually be a gateway for people who are absolutely against peated whiskeys. It's not obvious that there's peat in there. If you think about it, if you really, really concentrate, it's like, wait, there's some type of dark, earthy chocolate back there. Hey, wait, that's peat. I do not get it on the nose. Oh, I do get it on the nose now. I get a little bit of peat on the nose. I remember I did a blind tasting. I put a Jura 12 in there. I thought it was unpeated. Dumb Jason. It is peated. It's not. It's lightly peated, but it's very peated. It was very obvious that it was peated. And it won the tasting because, hey, I'm in Germany and Germans love peated whiskeys. Anything peated automatically wins. Anything that is sherried and not peated is second place. And then anything that's just bourbon, cask matured, unfortunately, will probably lose, unfortunately. All right, and so this has that sherry and this has that light peat moment. And for many of us, it's not actually going to be something we can recognize. But for people that are just getting into whiskey and just getting into peat, this might be a gateway whiskey for them. I can recommend the Jura 12-year-old The Bay. I'm going to give this actually a C plus as a tasting note. I'm going to give this a C to C minus for value for money. 60 euros for 1 liter is not cheap, but it is a good whiskey and I can highly recommend it. So I diluted it down in my German video to 20 or 30%. It actually gets better. Not at 20 or 30%, but it actually holds up to that water. So I'm going to dilute it down to about 40%. And that's a little bit more of an earthy type of raisiny moment. And that Pedro Ximénez goodness is very, very obvious. Now, I must respect Jura on doing that. So here I get the wine casks, definitely. Here I get the Pedro Ximénez, definitely. Here I get the French oak, definitely. So whatever they're trying to do, they're doing it right, in my opinion. At least here with the bottles that have this type of design that have been redesigned after, I think, 2018. If you're looking for a easy drinking Pedro Ximénez finish for a okay price, bam, this is going to be it. If you're looking for an easy drinking red wine finish, this could be it. If you're looking for something with French oak, with oak, almost it tastes almost like a virgin oak. Think Deanston virgin oak, just a little bit different. This is what you're going to be able to get. So they're doing a lot of different expressions here with very, very unique cask combinations, and I like it. I like it much. I like it a lot. Now, I know most whiskey geeks kind of go, Jason, stop it. There is usually no age statement on them. There are always colored. and they're always chill filtered. We want to have the good stuff, the real stuff, the genuine stuff. Yeah, but not everyone's a whiskey geek. Most of us start our journey at the supermarket. We go in there, we buy a bottle, if at all possible, in our estate or liquor store, and we do not go and say, hey, I have 100 euros or $100 or 100 pounds, what can I buy? Most of us kind of go, all right, I have 30, maybe 40, what can I buy? And that's where we start off at, and we might just end up with something like this on our journey. Okay, one last statement. I prefer this much more than I do today, not for 5 years ago, today, than the Balvenie Doublewood. That says a lot. All right. So, what is your favorite Pedro Ximénez PX finished or full maturation single malt Scotch that is under 50 pounds, 50 euros for a 0.7 liter bottle, or $59? All right. So, this is something I can recommend. C plus and C for value for money. The red wine is also something I can recommend. Not as much. I like this much better. This has the acidity in there, and at the end has a very, very distinct but unique finish. Which I like. So, I think they're doing actually a good job. I'm going to call out here the distillery manager, Graham Logan. He started working at the distillery in November of 91. That's a long time ago. He learned everything from Kenneth, his mentor, and even after 25 years, he still realizes that it's always a challenge to make good whiskey here. So, from the first day that Graham moved to Jura, I'm reading from the website here. He was blown away by the island. He says, "I love walking to our water source at the Market Loch. From the loch, you can't see any houses or buildings, just wildlife and mountains. Then you realize how vast and empty Jura is, and the magic that it's create." So, what advice would Graham give to someone thinking about becoming a whiskey distiller? I would recommend it to anyone. Be prepared to start at the bottom, work hard, and across all departments to gain the knowledge. It is a lifelong career and very, very rewarding. All right. Well, thank you very much, Graham Logan, for making interesting bottlings at the moment, I must admit. And you've increased the sales by over 150% in the last 10 years. Keep up the good work. WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, tasting this time Jura. And it's very, very exciting to see an island with maybe even 300 inhabitants, one road, one pub, to make such good, not excellent, not great, but good whiskey, good solid whiskey out there. All right, all the best. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, tell others. Bye-bye.